My name is Germain. I work for Lowe's, and I came to be familiar with Complete Heat and Air through Lowe's. A gentleman named Corbin Frazier came out, our liaison with Lowe's, came out and did a little informational session with us and explained what their company does in addition to installs. They do repairs, maintenance, so on and so forth. And so, at the end of that, we talked a little bit one-on-one, and he handed me his business card, and I put it in my wallet, and just kind of went from there. And about a month and a half later, I was on vacation, and a gentleman that was staying at our house with my dogs called me and said that our air conditioning unit went out. And I said, of course it did when we're on vacation. So I happened to have Corbin's business card. I remembered I had it in my wallet, so I gave him a call, and if I remember right, it was on a weekend. And called him up, reminded him who I was. He remembered me. I said, we'll take care of it, no problem. Is somebody at the house? I said, yes. I said, somebody will be there to let you in. So he was able to move some things around and got out to the house that same day, got the repair taken care of, and called me, kept me informed the entire way, told me that it was when it was completed, and said he'd sent me the bill and to take care of it when I got back from vacation, which was I thought was just great. Excellent service. And it so happened that on the way back from vacation, I got a phone call when we're on the road, and my lower unit went out, needed Freon. So I called him up again. I said, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on with the lower unit now. I said, can you come out and take a look at that? I imagine it just needs Freon. So again, came out on the weekend, took care of making sure that was taken care of. So when we got home, everything was done. Called me up, told me that we were back in business, and I just thought that was excellent service from a company, especially on the weekend, moving things around to make sure. And I don't live in a close proximity to Complete Heat and Air. I'm about an hour away, and that didn't make any difference. They made sure that we were taken care of. So I was very impressed with that level of service for the repair. About a month later, my wife and I were talking. We were investigating doing some work to the house, and amongst that, we were looking at replacing the roof. And we said, why don't we go ahead? The air units are 21 years old. I said, let's go ahead and look at investigating having those replaced. And then I said, why don't I call Corbin with Complete and ask them to give me a quote. So I did that. And Michael Hall came out. He called me up right away, and we made the arrangements to have him come out. We sat in the kitchen. We looked at a few things. He went up into the attic, looked at the ductwork, looked at the size unit that we had. Went downstairs, looked at what we had going on in the. I've got a walkout basement, so he looked at all that, and we determined that we could actually go up a half a ton, which was something that also we were looking at doing because over time the house just wasn't cooling down as quickly as we liked it, as we would have liked it to, especially in July and August. So he got up again, looked at the ductwork, determined that the size ductwork would accept that a bigger unit. So we sat down again, and he went through all the options that I had for upstairs unit and downstairs unit, and we settled on what we thought was going to be the best unit for us. Not the most expensive, not the cheapest one. He didn't try to lead me one direction or another. He just gave me good information so that I could make the best decision, what I thought was the best for the house. And then we kind of talked through that, and we determined between the two of us what would be the best option for us. So I said, all right, when can you do it? Because I work in the retail business, and my days off are limited, my hours are limited, so I wanted to see how quickly we could get it in, because he said it was going to take 2 days, over the course of 2 days, to get both units installed. We tried to do it. Really wanted to do it back to back, and it so happened that the following week I had Thursday and Friday off. So he checked with his office. They did not have that immediately available, but he called me back on the way back to the office, and he said, if you can still do Thursday and Friday, we've made arrangements to be able to move some appointments around so we can get you done Thursday and Friday while you're off. So we talked about it, my wife and I, that hey, listen, let's go ahead and get it done. The quote was within our budget, what we had budgeted for it. And so they came out, they told us they'd be out at a certain time on Thursday. They showed up when they said that they were going to show up. Chase and another gentleman, I don't recall his name, but they came out, very professional, very friendly, and kind of gave me the impression that they really wanted our business. They weren't just there to do a job. They really wanted to make sure that we were taken care of, and if we had any questions, to make sure that we asked them so that they could answer them for us, and we knew along the steps of the way what was happening. And I was just incredibly impressed with both Chase, his professionalism, the person that came with him on Thursday, and then there was somebody else that came with him on Friday. He was equally as professional and as friendly, and just made me feel real good, like they were, somebody that I really felt comfortable having do the work on my house, being in my house, doing the work for my house, and the amount of money that I was spending. I really felt I had no hesitation giving them the business that I gave them. Michael, on Friday, came out. I had a situation on Thursday afternoon while the guys were out here. And my father, 87 years old, lives in Greenville. Long story short, he ended up in the hospital Thursday. I told the guys, look, go ahead and lock up. I've got to go. And so I went down to the hospital. They locked up the house for me, got everything taken care of. Got down to the hospital, took care of that business when I came home on Thursday night. Friday morning, the guys came back out. I called Michael to let him know what was going on. He showed up. He said, all right, so what's happening? What do you need from us? And I said, well, this is a situation. I said, I've got to get back down to Greenville to be with my dad. I said, I trust the guys. I trust you to take care of what you need to in the house. And the one thing that really pleasantly surprised me was when Michael asked me, do you mind if I sit down and pray over your father with you? And I wasn't sure what to say. I mean, I'd never experienced that with a contractor before in my life. So I said, absolutely. I said, I would really appreciate that. So we sat down at my kitchen table, and he said a prayer over my father and our family, to praying for his health and his well-being and our family. And when we got all done, I had chills. I was just so impressed with the fact that he wasn't just there for the business. He was there for the people. He's a people person, and I was so impressed that when he called me back that night to see how they had finished up when I got home, and it was everything okay, and to set up a follow-up for him to come back out. I said, absolutely. I said, come back out. I said, I would like if you would have your boss, the owner of the company, give me a call. And he said, he said, absolutely. He said, is it okay that I have him call you on your cell phone? I said, absolutely. So I no sooner sat down to dinner, and Mike called me, and we chatted for about 15 or 20 minutes, and we talked almost like old friends. And he never met me before. And I just can't say enough about not the business of Complete Heat and Air, but the people that run it and the people that he has working for him. I couldn't say enough about them. If anybody is interested in needing some work done, or anybody to even get an opinion about, or find somebody reputable that they can trust to give them a straight answer, I would not hesitate to recommend Mike and Mike Hall and Chase and his team over there in Complete. Just incredible people. I was just astonished at the level of service and the level of care and personal care that I received from them.